Hey guys, long time no see. I just wanted to just shoot this video to show you guys the update of the 2023 5x8 single axle power wash trailer. Keyword is power wash trailer. 5x8. Let's just get into it, right? So what we did last year was a little bit different than what we're doing this year. I made a couple of changes, not that many. And I'll just, just give you like the revisions that I had done on it. So this time we kept the 218s. So now we're doing 218 tie-in reels, both aluminum, one 12-inch for garden hose. All of them are hand crank, so half-inch manifolds each, but that doesn't really matter. So we've got soft wash side, we have 5/8. Not really sure, 5/8. I don't know if it's Curetech, but it's Lori. I got it from Lori from Pressure Washer Products, I believe. And then 250 feet of that. It's connected to a Water Boss gun. Love this gun. Got it gifted to me from my good friend Patrick. Really nice makers of this gun, so super cool. They gave it to me as a gift, so super appreciative of that. I've been using it all year. I've been using it for super long, so way better than the blue or red gun in my opinion. The blue and red gun, they're both trash, super heavy, and they seize up after some time, so you have to put in some type of acid, or I put in some WD, I believe, and still it just gets gunked up. This one, I mean, I've been just shooting SH out of this thing like for months, and this thing, I gotta get rid of this thing, this little O-ring, this little key ring thing, but no, this is perfect. I love it. Anyhow, so we have 200 feet of 3/8 hose on I believe this is like my second or third ball valve. I run through ball valves like crazy. They get like super seized up after a while, so probably because they're brass, but super cool. I got 200 feet of 3/8 hose, and then underneath all of that, my first section is 50 feet, which I never use, because that when people recommend 50 feet of half-inch hose, yeah, they recommend it, but really in reality you don't need it. I run a 10 gallon a minute, and you don't need it. I see zero decrease in flow, zero decrease in pressure, nothing. There's absolutely zero. And the entire back pressure argument with the pump and stuff, this is a high pressure pump. It's supposed to take back pressure. I might be wrong, but it's a high pressure pump for a reason. I'm sure it can handle some pressure, okay? So, we got my downstream injector here. It is a super ran through EnviroSpec super side sucker. Honestly, this is a number 5 orifice that I use inside of here, and it's stainless steel as well. That's probably the best thing about it. This super side sucker is all talk. No, I don't know. It's not good. It's just not good. Probably better if I had an 8 gallon per minute, but for a 10, no sir. This thing does not work. This is not downstream well on a 10 gallon a minute. You can probably at most get 0.8%, which is what I've been getting. I have not been getting a point, like whatever these people say, like 20-30% draw rate. That's not true. It's okay. I don't really care. It does its job though. I'd say that. But I usually downstream the majority of my houses that I do. I don't really soft wash that much with this setup. I mean, comparing to this reel, this one's still pretty relatively new. I mean, it's relatively clean. This one's been ran through like crazy. Everything's 1 inch, by the way, on the soft wash side. 1 inch slash 3/4. So, what else is there to talk about? Oh, and the cool thing is, if I want to bypass this injector, I can just take it off, and then I can just plug in my 3/8 into there. Super cool. I mean, even sometimes I just like I just take off this gun right here. Holy smokes. You can see I never take it off in a while. I'm not taking that off. Anyhow. Super cool. I have my welder custom make me this little 90 here. All stainless. Super good. Except for that bolt there. That bolt's not stainless. But, yeah, cool. I like it. And it's he drilled and bolted it to this stack kit. So, I like that. Super convenient. Super nice. And I have a whip line down here that can plug into either the hose reel itself. That is so cool. Okay, that needs some grease. I can't do that one-handed, but pretty cool. Whip line right here. I can just connect it to one of these little quick disconnects. Anyhow, from there, 200 feet of Flexilla 5/8 garden hose. I'd say for this, don't use Flexilla, because this stuff, it's so, the compression on this, its ability to just get smaller really adds to the friction of the water, you know, and it makes it so you lose water flow. Not the best in my opinion. Probably upgrade to something a little bit heavier duty, so you don't have to run into those issues of having, you know, too much friction loss or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but I think the only best part about Flexilla is they make this swivel adapter. Super cool. Literally so easy just to hook up to a spigot. Super easy, super quick. You don't have to fiddle around with a little hex nut, you know. So I'd recommend using one of these. Anyhow, water side, we have everything ran through a 4-way garden hose manifold system. I don't know what it's called, but it's a 4-way thing, diverter. Water comes through the reel down into a strainer. It's a 100 mesh strainer. Probably stick to 150, I don't know, probably like 80 to 100 mesh, because it filters a lot more contaminants that way. Run it all the way down here into a 90 fitting into a 4-way manifold. So this is for my downstream injector. This is to rinse it out. This is a fill line to fill buckets and such. Wash hands, fill buckets. It's pretty convenient. These two right here are my water feed lines for my water tank. One of them is a Hudson float valve. The other one is a Job valve, and they both connect to my water tank. So, and this one, I believe the Hudson float valve, this is the one I believe, Hudson, goes through a filter. So the filter takes out all the contaminants, and it's super good, but at the same time, I'll show you guys in a second, it kind of sucks. And the one on the bottom here goes straight to the tank. So no restrictions, full flow. This one's for filtered if I'm on well water, or if I'm super dirty water, pretty much. Show you guys that right now. This is the filter here. Water comes in, goes down, up, and into my Hudson float valve right there. Pretty good, but at the same time, it does restrict the water flow quite a bit. I'd say that's the only thing. That's the only issue about this. It just reduces the water flow way too much, and that's why I kind of don't recommend going with this setup here. I bolted to the buyer's box as well, so not my favorite, but if you guys want it, it's a good addition, but not my favorite because it really slows down water flow a lot. And I'll show the valves in a second. So this is my soft wash manifold. I built it myself, kind of jank, but who cares. Right now it's not primed up, but because I'm winterizing right now, but 2 T's, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch check valves, 1 inch meterings, 1 inch PVC, or no, not PVC, sorry, ball valve. So, and then everything else is reduced down to 3/4. But this is 1 inch. Super simple. I mean, probably if anyone else replicates this, I'd say use 2 of these metering valves instead of only 1. I kind of cheaped out, and now my ratios aren't that accurate. I did a test one time. While this was fully open, and the most I could pull was 3%. It's not that flattering. and I have to cut it back if I want 6% on the water side. So it works, but it's not really well thought out. So if you guys were to do this, I'd say get two metering valves on both sides. So, and also you have to get the three-way valve to flush out this guy, because you need to flush out your metering valves, you know. So besides that, I can show you guys the soft wash side now. But before I do that, we're on a 4-foot buyer's box. And this is where I keep everything pretty much. So as you guys can see in here, we got not one, not two, not three. Oh yeah, three. Just three. 3 Remco pumps here. 2 of them are 100 psi, 7 gallon a minute. They're both ran in tandem. Right now they're both disconnected though, but both of them are teed together underneath here. They're teed. See that? They're teed. So pretty snazzy. So I can run both of them together at the same time. I don't know. Should I turn it on? All right, I'll turn it back off. So, don't worry about that pump. But these two, super nice, but yet not future-proof. Meaning that these pumps, they're good. If you distance, I'm getting maybe like 50 feet. Flow, I'm probably getting around 6 gallons a minute flow. Not too shabby. It definitely does what it needs to do, but the performance, the distance, and the PSI, it's good for a 12-volt pump. Not much else application-wise. But I'm not going to knock it. I use it the entire year. Not really, but I used it some parts of the year, and it performed. So, definitely super nice. If you tip it correctly, you can probably get more distance. And if I don't know, if you had better hose like system, I'm pretty sure you'd probably get better results. So this pump right here, I don't really use it. It's probably maybe like a backup, not really. It's just a 5.5 gallon a minute. It was supposed to be used for my water-fed pole, but though I just figured out that those water-fed poles are better off being used with a bypass pump than an actual demand pump. So kind of an L there. So if anyone wants a pump, they can have it, hit me up. So got 50 feet of just regular 3/8 hose. Got my ST2315 M5 twist, Davis shooter, the power couple right there. All of it's I've been using this setup every single day for this past year. So pretty much bulletproof. I got my box of supplies in there. Not really that important. Just Teflon, gauge, Allen keys, and some other accessories. Besides that, got my tape that I never use because I'm going to expose myself. I don't really tape outlets. So, and I haven't seen a single issue. Just don't shoot water inside outlets. So, not to say I'm not thorough, but I'll probably tape them next year, but I've really not been taping much outlets because it's been a waste of time, and I don't really I see the point in doing it, but I don't see washing would cause any issues. So, and everything's ran through a fused little panel right there that I have fused up. So everything's wired, everything's bolted on or screwed on to a piece of wood. I don't know the size, but it just looks like a regular 2x4. And then everything's wired up into a little Noco charger and into my little Deep Cycle Duralast battery. I believe it's a 29. So, I believe that's about it for this side. And then all my cables are ran back here. So, yeah, super nice. Crimp them myself and then put on these heat shrink. Looks super cool. And then for my power wash side, as you can see here, this right here goes to the battery and it goes straight into my power washer over there. Let's see here, 10 gallon a minute. So this is a Bandit 3500 at 10 gallons a minute. Not really 3,500, but probably like around 3,000, I'd say. I have everything ran into my K7 here. Everything's half inch except for this K7. K7, I believe, reduces down to 3/8, but I don't really see the flow difference. But if I were to use all over again, I'd probably not use a K7. Probably a better unloader out there, but this one's not bad at all still. Only thing is you have to get a number 2 little reducer here for the actual unloader, because the number 3 that it comes with originally really kicks, so gotta get number 2. This is just, I believe, 3/8 or a half inch bypass line that goes up and around and into my water tank right there. You guys can see my hose management. It's not horrible. I got a 1.5 inch Y strainer and connected to a dump. I believe that Lori makes these as well. Lori makes this 1.5 inch, goes all the way up and around and into the water feed side. That's my ball valve to drain and rinse. And then, yeah, everything's ran this way. So yeah, just got a couple of hours on the machine, not too bad. I'd recommend for anybody who gets one of these, probably get a 10 gallon tank or 11 gallon gas tank. Don't get what I got, which is like a 6 gallon. It looks cool, but it needs more. This thing just runs through so much gas, it's crazy. Like, I'll run this entire tank in probably 2 days or less. So definitely get an 11 gallon gas tank. So besides that, got I think the last thing to talk about is probably my signage right here. Chem tank, which is a 55 gallon I got from Panhandle. I had my welder custom make me that tank holder that simply bolts down into the wood. So super good, super nice. Besides that, I mean, I had made for me a ladder rack that I used to use, not anymore, but super cool. I mean, put ladders up here, and had a backing made for my signage here. You guys can copy that if you'd like. Super basic design. But my only caveat in doing this is it's a super small sign and not really much people can see it. Definitely make these words a lot bigger, but still, I mean, I don't really get that much traffic from just this sign here. And then I'll probably show you guys the inside of my tank. All right. All right. Super yellow and gross down here. Holy smokes. Smells like metal in here. Oh man, crazy. Holy smokes. I not realize how yellow it is in here. Joe valve, 2 strainers, Hudson float valve, I mean, pretty basic in my opinion. But wow, those Y strainers, those PVC strainers are so yellow. Holy smokes. That's what well water does to you. And I picked up this tank for only $250. 200 gallon tank, by the way. Or 225, I mean. 225 tank. Got my signs in here. My $99 signs that I do for house washes. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, besides that, that should do it, I believe. I think the last thing I didn't talk about was my downstream setup right here. So everything is a remote control downstream. So this is a 3-way actuator. One's for SH, the other one's for water rinsing. So you can flush out the injector when you use it. Or when you're off chemical, it just automatically flushes it. So super convenient. So I'd recommend anyone to get one of these. And besides that, that should do it. Hosings ran one more time. Yes, sir. All right, guys. I'll see you next year. I'm out.